Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back for another edition of the Club Cool podcast. I'm your host, Bear Dudley, and I'm here in the Washed Media Studios. I'm at the intersection of style and pop culture. Maybe a little both for you today. I don't know. Maybe just style. Who knows? It's all culture, though. And I'm here with culture expert Phil Battaglia. Phil,
hey,
what's going on?
Chilling.
How's it going?
Good.
Yeah, you were just telling me off mic that you were going to the cradle of culture. Somewhere in East Texas. Isn't that right?
Yeah. Yeah, that is right. It's Lake Sam Rayburn.
Lake Sam Rayburn.
Yes.
Yeah, I've never heard of that, but
wow. I believe it's Texas's largest man-made lake.
Okay, all right. And a lot of art galleries there.
We're going to be doing a big gallery day.
Coffee shops.
Yes.
Craft breweries. Burlesque shows. Right?
Yeah, we're going to do like a drag brunch.
Yeah, drag
Sunday.
brunch. Yeah. Love to see it. I mean, this is the replacement for your fantasy live draft weekend.
Yeah, we usually would do the draft there, but it's just impossible to get everybody together for a weekend leading up to a draft.
Yes.
Now
We experienced the same thing this past year. We kind of made it happen, but like it could end up killing the league. I'm happy to see that other leagues are fighting through this.
You have to.
But I don't know. I don't like the looks of it for mine. This could be the end.
No, it can't be. You must push through. You're the captain. Lead the ship.
How's it going with the commish roll, huh?
I'm 2-0.
Oh wow. Okay. You're cheating on the waiver wire, right?
Correct. Yeah. And I just bumped my score up too. 2-0, feeling pretty good. I know that I'll eventually blow it. Something will happen. Somebody will get injured. But right now I'm riding high.
Yeah, that's love a good fantasy season. I'm in a Survivor League this year as well. You do any Survivor?
I've done it in the past. We like to keep it simple these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just one thing to worry about.
That's right.
There's nothing like the adrenaline rush of picking an 11-point favorite and then watching them lose, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just that'll really get the juices flowing. Really get you invested in the NFL season. And then when after that happens, you don't even care about the your win or your loss on the fantasy. So it's a nice little hedge there.
Man, one year I did 4 leagues.
It
was the worst.
Yeah, you can't dilute like that.
No.
Everybody knows that.
Right. I'm down to 1.
Phil, it was kind of chilly this morning.
Man.
Did you get out there?
I know you're loving this. This is like your ideal.
So when I walked in today, Brett was surprised that I wasn't like kitted up.
Yeah.
That I didn't have like pants and a sweatshirt on.
Right.
Yeah.
Honestly, I am too.
Yeah. Well, okay. This is classic kind of transitional Texas weather. Mm-hmm. Cold in the mornings, still almost 90 in the afternoons.
Yeah.
So it's very, like I wasn't up and at 'em and moving around outside this AM. Mm-hmm. So I didn't really have the opportunity to go sleeves or pants. What do you got going on over there?
I got some pants on.
You went pants.
I was excited to put some pants on.
Yeah. So this is your first time you bust out pants in a while. Yeah. You're going pants and short sleeve. Mm-hmm. Now here's the thing. All the hype. Everybody loves to talk about like hoodie and shorts weather. Long sleeve tee and shorts weather. Uh-huh. There's a lot of hubbub about this.
Yes.
Do you buy into the hype of long sleeve shorts weather?
Yeah. I think. I just don't have
Why do we like this so much? Why are people so head over heels in love for long sleeves and shorts weather?
I don't know. I don't know that I'm head over heels.
Is it the coziness on top?
Yeah.
Which is where you generally want the coziness, mm-hmm. and then the air circulation on the games?
Yeah.
On the games?
I think anytime you can wear a hoodie and it's not necessarily to like keep you warm.
Yeah.
That's good. Because if you wear a hoodie in this weather, if you're in a hoodie, something underneath it, and then pants,
you'll be very hot.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I do love.
It's cold out there.
I love a long sleeve tee. Don't get me wrong. I almost feel like long sleeve t-shirts go better with shorts than they do with jeans.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is, but sometimes if you'll go long sleeve tee and pants and something feels a little off.
Yeah.
It's like it's not it's like the balance is off. You almost need like a heavier layer on top when you have pants on or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. I'm picking nits here, obviously. But that I do kind of understand why people like the balance of a long sleeve t-shirt with shorts.
Yes.
That's what I've actually, our buds over at Uniform LA, they do the long sleeve artist tee, which doesn't sell out as fast as the short sleeve one. I think there's still some available. That's what I'm looking to pick that. I'm looking to pick up a couple of those because, very good t-shirt, very good fit.
I would like one in black. That's
will be perfect for your long sleeve and shorts weather that we're probably gearing up to have a little bit of here over the next few weeks. This is when we'll see it. So I know people are big on that. And yeah, I didn't get out of the house until right before coming over here. So I kept it simple. Yeah. This is a heavyweight t-shirt. It's not one I'd wear if it was 100. It's got some heft to it.
I like it.
So what else we got today? We are going to talk just, I went through the DMs, picked out some topics that people have mentioned recently, and we'll just kind of run through some of these, make some segments, and talk a little bit about what's been going on and what people are asking questions about. I'm going to start with some music. Have you listened to the new Kacey Musgraves album?
Not fully. No.
You're out on Kacey?
No, I'm not.
She's over?
No.
Kacey's canceled? Hashtag?
No, not at all. I love her.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to it though.
So I listened to it over this past weekend, and I do feel like she's kind of having her Taylor Swift moment in more ways than one.
She's playing Madison Square Garden. What is that?
I did not know that. That is amazing. Yeah.
That I don't love.
Yeah. This always sucks, and it shouldn't suck, but it does. Like the fact that Succession is everybody's favorite show now, it bothers the fuck out of me.
Does it?
Yeah. Like I'm a day one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just human nature to get a little bit kind of bent out of shape about that type of stuff. So it's like, and I can't claim to be a day one Kacey fan. I've been to a Kacey show at Stubbs, small venue, like seen her at ACL, listened to the previous albums, but she is absolutely a giant star now. And if she's doing MSG, that's even more so. But I mean, she's like Demois is capturing her in photos and stuff.
Isn't it weird?
Like it's
just bizarre to me.
And so the new album definitely feels like it's her. There's definitely a little bit of pop to it. It feels produced in a way that Golden Hour had a little bit more of like an analog feel, a little bit more folksy, This, you can feel that there's some crossover appeal on this album. I like it. It's great to listen to, but these things are happening because she is now becoming a crossover artist. She is almost following in those Taylor T Swift footsteps. And so this is part of the gig a little bit at this point. The other parallel that she has, this is a divorce album, basically.
Right.
Taylor loves a good breakup song, and there are lots of them here. And I was thinking about it. Her marriage fell apart for a variety of reasons, I'm sure, but a big one was that she became a superstar and this guy was not, and that is, I'm sure, extremely difficult to overcome. That's a big hurdle, changes the dynamic of a relationship. Very weird. And if both people just, can't find their footing under that new dynamic, then like things change and a relationship gets thrown off and it's not really the same anymore and things end. But you got to be really careful dating a singer-songwriter if you're not one.
He is one.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, who was this guy?
I forget his name. It's like Rhett.
But is he just a songwriter?
Is it Rhett? I don't really know, to be honest with you. I know he's a country guy, and he's not a small name.
Rustin Kelly.
Rustin, not Rhett.
All right.
Rustin.
Okay, he is a songwriter.
Rustin.
Okay, so I take that back.
He could clap back.
You need to be the performer then also. And Rustin Kelly, I don't know that he has a solo career to speak of. Yeah. I certainly only know him as Kacey's ex-husband. But that's the thing. She's one of the most popular acts on earth. Everybody is getting to listen to her side of the story.
Yeah.
You're getting slammed, my man.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a good look for you. And you can go write a million songs. If you're not the one performing them, then nobody's going to know it. And what I'm saying is that Rustin, as a songwriter, at least Rustin has the opportunity to like, well, you know what? I better make an album.
He's got plenty of material.
Right. And this is you want people to he's got to strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah, you're right.
If he wants to parlay his songwriting career into a solo performer career. Because now's when people might listen. Oh, that's Kacey's ex-husband's new album. We got to check that out. We got to hear what he has to say. Mm-hmm. Clap back, like you said, like Ja Rule. I'm going to clap back. I'm going to clap back.
I'm sure he will. I don't know. I think he's got a pretty decent following. Like I said, I don't know any of his stuff, but I would love to hear that. Let's hear what he has to say.
That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying that I don't care. I want to hear Kacey's side too, obviously. I'm pulling up Rustin Kelly on Spotify right now. Maybe he does have a solo career. Mm-hmm. His top song has 22 million streams. Yeah. It's called Mockingbird. You ever heard of it?
Play it.
Let's take 4 minutes and 37 seconds and just listen to this song real quick on the pod. No, producer Randy wouldn't like that. He always gets... his ears perk up when we potentially violate copyright law, which I probably just did there by singing Ja Rule Clapback.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a very litigious guy.
That's a guy that would sue you.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got to make up for that.
Attorneys listening to all podcasts.
All podcasts.
Yeah.
There's a headline here that says Kacey Musgraves' post-divorce album is full of, quote, love for X. I'll have to give it another listen.
Yeah.
But I'm being proved wrong here because I didn't do my research clearly. Rustin Kelly, he can very much write his own account of things, I guess. Mm-hmm. And I'll listen when he does. My original point, though, stands. You just got to be careful if you get involved, you know. If you have a love affair of a relationship with a singer-songwriter,
yeah,
because they're gonna air that's what they do. They're gonna air the laundry for everybody to hear.
You know what? I wouldn't give a shit.
No?
No. I mean, if you're gonna be dating Taylor Swift, you know what's gonna happen if y'all break up.
Well, I'm saying you just got to be ready for it. You just got to know. You got to know what's what.
I'd love for somebody to write a song about me, Randy.
Bet you think this song is about you.
Come on, somebody.
You? All right, well, you got to check this out and get back to me. You give me your take on how good or bad.
I'm thrilled that she's becoming such a huge star, but it just...
old Rustin sounds on this album.
I hate that she's becoming that huge of a star. Like, if you were to be beamed down from one of those Tic Tac ships that are off the coast of San Diego.
Tic Tac ships?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
The UFOs.
Okay.
And listen to that album. Would you have any inclination that she had roots in the country music scene?
The new album?
Yeah.
Yes.
You would. Okay. Good.
Yeah. Yeah. But there is some pop and production influence now.
Cool.
Again, it's fine. It's good. I like it. It's just, it is that it comes with the sense of like, okay, this is maybe designed to potentially have a song that crosses over to pop radio or something like that. Mm-hmm. But that's and I don't think Taylor needed this either, but if she's selling out Madison Square Garden, does she need the crossover music?
Right.
Or can she just stick to what she knows? There's also, maybe this is what she wanted to do. I think that these artists like to explore new territory and push boundaries and say, well, I kind of conquered this, so now let me try my hand at this and see if I can do it's the fusion restaurant of of music albums. Yeah. But it's good. I like the album. I'm here for it. I'll definitely be giving it some additional spins. All right. What do we got next on the list here? Let's see. Got to find my place. Okay. I want to talk quickly about colored dyeing hair. Mm-hmm. If you've listened to this podcast, you know this topic comes up every once in a while. I one time, many moons ago, did do the dyed hair thing. I didn't go bleach. It didn't work out very well. But it's back. it's very much still all over the place. Frank Ocean just did the Met Gala with the bright green hair, right?
Uh-huh.
You know, got a lot of guys still doing the blonde. Here's what here's where I'm switching lanes though. I really like the dyed kind of platinum-y silver look for women right now.
Okay.
I've seen I've seen this around a little bit, and you kind of, you need the right hair, obviously, for it. You need the right style, just like for dudes. If you're going to go color, if you're going to go bleach blonde or super platinum like that, you got to keep it short.
Yeah.
It's a little weird if you got long hair, or even weirder, I think, if you have like medium length hair and you dye it green or you dye it platinum. It needs to be like a close crop, because then it just works better that way. So same thing for women. You can't just have like a very natural haircut and then dye it like silver gray.
Right.
It's got to be like a little bit more modern, or a little bit more directional, or a little bit more angular. But I like this. And it got me, what this had me thinking about, and I think kind of spinning off a question that we got. If you have dyed hair, do you then have to, maybe it's a chicken or egg thing here, but like, if you do this, do you then have to dress a certain way, or do you already need to dress a certain way to do this? I don't mind the juxtaposition between having like wild hair and then buttoning it up. You know,
Right.
I think that's sometimes kind of cool.
I agree.
Almost in the way that like Tyler, the Creator, another guy that has done colored hair, he'll dress real like fuddy-duddy, old dad geezer style.
Mm-hmm.
And while he's doing kind of like a fashiony streetwear version of that, it still has that mix where it's like, this is very preppy and almost like borderline old school conservative style stuff, at least in its history. And then you top it off with like something very edgy. So I think it's cool to go both ways. I don't think that you necessarily need to be dressing a certain way to pull off wild hair.
It's like when Jerry says if he has the menage a trois, he's going to have to start wearing robes and grow a mustache and get into like oils and lotions.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to be, he's got to become the menage a trois guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think so. I mean, really, I feel like your job probably has more influence on whether you can pull this type of stuff off.
I think that is the biggest influence.
Yeah. Which is why we generally see it on artists and musicians and celebrities, is because they don't have, but you know, if you're in a creative industry, I'm sure you can get away with this type of thing. Maybe not if, you know, you're a big law lawyer. They're probably not going to like you coming in with a bright green buzz cut.
I would really appreciate it if my attorney showed up with something like that. In a
What
suit.
if you were like, you know, you have something serious happen?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Maybe maybe you catch a charge for something.
Ooh.
Or maybe you need to sue somebody for defamation.
Yes.
You hire
more likely.
Yeah, the streets are out there talking about you, Phil. You got to put a lid on it. You bring in this bigwig attorney. He comes in. He's got neon green hair and like a Justin Bieber neck tattoo. How are you feeling about that?
You know what? I to be honest, if he had a great reputation, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
If it was just on a whim, I found this dude like on a Google search, and that's how he showed up.
This is a, you know, there around Austin, there have been like some like lawyer dudes that have taken this like, I'm a funky lawyer guy, but it's always more like the hippie or crunchy, or like I have a big beard.
The rock and roll lawyer.
The rock and roll lawyer, that type of thing. The hippie lawyer.
He never did commercials though. That was such a bad. He just did the signs, which they obviously work. But I wanted to see him in a commercial. Like doing some stuff. And
I mean, even the commercial lawyers all have some type of gimmick. Texas Hammer.
Texas Hammer's great.
Thomas J. Henry, right?
His gimmick is, I'm going to beat you over the head with my marketing.
Right, yeah.
In every corner of Texas.
Somebody needs to steal this idea and run with it. Remember when that one like dude had a mugshot and he was like hot guy?
Yeah.
And he turned it into a modeling career?
Yes.
That is what I'm looking for in a lawyer. Somebody needs to be like the pop star lawyer.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm a hot guy. I'm really edgy. I've got all the, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still gonna button it up in my tailored suits for our court date, but like, but I'm pop star lawyer.
Yeah.
Then you think about how much runway you have with that.
Yeah, nobody's doing it.
Nobody's doing that.
Not here. I'm sure it's been done in LA.
I don't think it's been done.
LA.
This is a brand new novel idea.
Maybe you should go back to school then.
Me?
Yeah.
Get that law degree that I've always been talking about?
You're perfect.
Nah, no.
Yeah, all right.
Nah, I don't know. You already have the
Could be your
tattoos.
big break.
Speaking of edgy things, have you been noticing this thigh tattoo trend?
Yeah.
What's up with that? You're plugged into the tattoo world.
Yeah. I like them. I really do.
Is that next for you?
What's next?
In 2021?
The leg is next. I will say that.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Are you thinking about a leg?
Uh-huh.
But will it be another sleeve?
It could be. That's a lot of time. Though.
Is this a new thing?
Mm-mm.
You've always wanted to go leg.
Yeah.
Very important question here. You have left arm.
It will be the left
Will you
leg.
go left leg?
Yes.
Or will you balance it out with
No.
right leg?
Nope.
You're gonna fall over to your left side.
No.
You don't think you need to keep it balanced with what, like, you know, when you're doing that ab exercise where you're prone, you're on your elbows and your knees, and you reach your arm out.
Right.
You reach your right arm out, and what leg do you put back? Your left.
Yes.
That's balance, Phil.
Yeah. Well, too bad.
Okay, so you're keeping it all on one side.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it is? Is that what's recommended?
I don't know.
No, that's just what you. That's
what
just
I recommend.
Yeah. Well, it's your art. I'm not going to try to change your mind. Okay, so but have you noticed that the thigh tattoo seems to be having a huge moment?
The flash tattoos, like the little quick.
It
things
does.
that are like,
Yeah, they do generally seem to be like smaller, flat. Like yeah.
I think
stick
it's
and poke type stuff. Kind of has that almost like it's prison look even.
Yeah,
almost.
like a flash tattoo, like something you pick off a wall.
Right.
But I think that they're so popular now because short shorts are in.
It absolutely seems to have coincided with the short shorts thing, and I guess
otherwise you'd never see them.
Right. But I get that's also the point, right? It's I definitely think that, and I picked out I can't remember his name. He was at the Met Gala. He's on the new Gossip Girl. I think his name's like Ezra Moss or something like that. That's probably way off, but
it seems right.
He was wearing that Tom Brown suit with all the safety pins, and it was shorts instead of pants, and like had some of those.
He also had on that S&M leather mask.
Yeah, he had on the Ghent mask. Yep.
Ghent mask.
You
gonna buy a Ghent mask?
No, I'm gonna skip the Ghent
Black
mask.
Friday. That's a good pickup.
I guarantee you, their Essence is carrying at least one Ghent mask right now. I'm gonna pull it up and see. I'm gonna pull it up and see because
Awesome.
it's there. But he had some of those thigh tattoos sticking out like that. And you know where I feel like I always used to see it. It is very much like a hipster thing originally. I feel like people have been rocking thigh tattoos on the east side of Austin for the last decade probably.
Yeah.
But you always see it with the guys like riding their bikes.
Yeah.
Got some cut off shorts on, and they've got some kind of weird tattoo poking out. But it's that is a tattoo spot that seems to be crossing over into the I don't know if it's the mainstream, but certainly into a lot of people are picking.
Well, think about how easy it is to cover it up if you're sick of it, or if you
absolutely
have to cover it up. I mean, it's easy to just if you want to tiptoe in, get you a little thigh tat, Barrett.
Yeah, it's so. When I have been very close to getting a tattoo, probably the closest I ever was to getting a tattoo, it was going to be on my butt, right?
Bad idea.
Because that is where you get a gimmick tattoo. That's where you get a fun tattoo, either on a dare or a bet, or somebody's paying for it, or you're being an idiot or whatever, because it's easy to cover up. Nobody ever sees it, basically.
Dylan Shivery has one.
There you go. But the thigh tat is almost the same, almost as easy to cover up, except for you can put it in a place where you can kind of show it off a little bit, if you so choose. But even more so than anything on the upper body, where you have your shirt off at a pool, you have cutoffs at the gym, even more hideable, I think. So that's definitely, and I think I've said that that the people are saying that legs are the new abs.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Man, ran into Micah recently.
Yeah.
The dude's legs are unbelievable.
Yeah, they're crazy. It's like Michelangelo sculpted them himself.
Exactly. Great legs. He needs a tattoo.
Yeah. But see, the calf doesn't play as well.
Yeah.
As the thigh here. So.
Well, can't wait to see what you get.
No, nothing for me.
Pull up a GIMP mask. Let's see which one we're gonna buy on Black Friday.
I'm searching Essence, man. I know they have one because I'm pretty sure I've seen it. Maybe they sold out already. Maybe that's what's happening here.
Yeah.
But because I can't quite find one. It would be if anybody has one, it'd be Rick, right?
Yeah, right.
But I'm not seeing it. Shame on you, Rick. Where? Oh, well. Okay, so you've got the net balaclava here. I think I've actually posted about that before. Casual, cool. Just a casual 400 too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not seeing any.
That's all right.
Not seeing any GIMP masks. That's okay.
It's a real bummer.
Yeah. Next season, maybe.
Yeah. Man, can you imagine going over to Rick's house? I've always wondered what it was like over there.
Well, there's pictures of it.
Really?
Yeah. Have you never seen?
Is it just like Kanye's house?
Kind of. Did you see that Kanye just bought a $57 million Malibu place that's designed by like this like very famous Japanese architect?
Mm-mm.
It's all concrete.
Mm-hmm.
There are no pictures of it in the inside. No pictures of the inside, but it's a concrete mansion.
Yeah.
So it is very much follows this whole like ultra minimal, brutalist, industrial, hardcore, heavy thing that he's got. And Rick's apartment has very much that same feel. Yeah. It's kind of like a set from Hostel or Saw.
Yeah.
But add some fashion and designy stuff.
I just picture Rick having he has all that stuff, but then he also has like a dungeon.
Well, he definitely has a dungeon.
Yeah.
That's where it gets real freaky. That's where he keeps all the GIMP masks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a coffin that he sleeps in.
All right. Well, on that note, let's take a quick break and hear from today's sponsor. Today's podcast is brought to you by Headspace. Wouldn't it be great if there were a pocket-sized guide that helped you sleep and focus and act and be better? Well, there is. And if you have 10 minutes, Headspace can change your life. Headspace is your daily dose of mindfulness in the form of guided meditations and an easy-to-use app. Headspace is one of the only meditation apps advancing the field of mindfulness and meditation through clinically validated research. So whatever the situation, Headspace really can help you feel better. Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling anxious? Are you just feeling, a little jittery or swamped at work or confounded with social situations? Headspace has 3-minute SOS meditations for you. What if you need some help falling asleep? Headspace has wind down sessions that their members absolutely swear by. And for parents, Headspace even has morning meditations that you can do with your kids. Get the whole family involved here, man. Their approach to mindfulness can reduce stress, improve sleep, boost focus, and increase your overall sense of well-being. There's a lot of stuff to be stressed out about right now. The world, we're moving on from the pandemic. We are coming out of hiding. People don't know what to do on dates anymore. They're canceling Hinge dates left and right. You can't keep doing that. You got to get out there. You got to make yourself feel better. I know that this stuff is overwhelming. It sounds like I'm going back into the office in a couple weeks. I don't know how I'm going to handle that. I'm probably going to need to, I hope that in the new office there's a meditation room so that I can just fire up Headspace app and get in one of those little 5-minute sessions.
Yes. Because
that's going to be a lot. Being back around all those people, just the overall feeling of not being in the comfort of your own home. Like that's definitely something that I'm looking forward to, a little nervous about, a little anxious about. And I know that Headspace will swoop in and save the day on multiple occasions. You deserve to feel happier, and Headspace is meditation made simple. So go to headspace.com/clubcool. That's headspace.com/clubcool for a free 1-month trial with access to Headspace's full library of meditations for every situation. Everything I just talked about, they have something for it. This is the best deal offered right now. You won't regret it. Headspace is backed by 25 published studies on its benefits, 600,000 5-star reviews, and over 60 million downloads. So once again, head to headspace.com/clubcool and get that free 1-month trial today. All right, Phil. Let's bounce around here. Now, I know that you and I, we are self-proclaimed not big loafer guys.
Mm-hmm.
Is that accurate?
Yeah.
But we better get with the program because they're definitely not going away. And there's a new collab coming out on Friday that I wanted to bring up because I think it's a good thing to talk about here as people kind of like dip their toes into this loafer game or figure out the styling of it all, or just want to kind of like expand their own horizons and move on beyond the sneakers here.
Look at their trademark.
What's the trademark?
The best fucking loafers in the world. That's awesome.
TM. Yeah. We need to get intersection of pop culture and style trademark, don't we? Yeah.
Randy will do that.
Thanks, Randy. What's that? Oh, it's done. It's done. He did it. He just did it. Nice job.
Good job, man.
So Blackstock and Weber is kind of a big deal, I would say, as far as the loafer game is concerned. They have picked up the ball that is kind of like loafers being adopted by male fashion enthusiasts that are interested in streetwear and GQ and menswear and streetwear and everything in between. You know, the loafer thing is getting and mixed up with all of that. And they've collaborated with various brands and even a podcast, I believe. And they're doing all sorts of funky loafers, all sorts of classic stuff as well. So, you know, they're doing cow prints and snake prints and they're doing bits, but they're also doing classic leather and suede and kilties and stuff like this. The reason I bring them up today is because the collaboration that they have coming out on Friday is with none other than J.Crew.
Huh.
Your mall brand's favorite mall brand. The loafers that they're doing for J.Crew look really good. They're kind of an in-between here. They're mixed material, so you get a little bit of the funky print there, but you also get just a nice solid brown suede base.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I love about Blackstock and Weber is that if you check out their Instagram, they're picking up this mantle of like, oh, people that like not preppy, heritage, stuffy clothing are now doing the loafer thing. And that's how they're styling it in all their images. Mm-hmm. So it's a really good spot to go and get kind of like kit inspiration as well for those of us that want to do the loafer thing, but in a less preppy, buttoned up way. And so this first photo that they have here, or one of the photos that they have here, let's see. No, it's not the first one, but it's in the recent slideshow that they posted on their Instagram. This is like very much the look that people are going for right now. Mm-hmm. You know, they've got the Yankees cap, which every dude in New York and on our Discord is wearing at the moment. They've got the chore jacket, denim shirt, pair of the loafers, and what do you got on the bottom? Sweatpants and Nike socks. Yeah. So like they're definitely doing the mixed up style here, and it works really well. And like the sweats and loafers thing, gonna fall into the category for me of like, I don't know if this is pull-offable in Austin necessarily. But for those of you in, slightly more fashion-forward cities or places where you get more of the weather for that, maybe this is something you can try. And on top of this, because this is a J.Crew collaboration, in this slideshow of photos where they've styled the loafers, everything that you see is J.Crew. So it just kind of helps answer another question. Like these outfits, they could all easily be from the I May lookbook. Right. And so exactly. And that's a question that we get. I talked about it on Sunday Scaries last week of like, what are the brands that I should be looking at if I like all this I May and John Elliott and Todd Snyder and whatever else, but like not quite ready to spend that amount of money. This is a perfect example of how picking and choosing from some of these mall brand collections, you can very, very easily put together similar looks.
Great.
I've been on a little Gap shopping spree myself, trying out a few of their things. And look, not everything hits.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get stuff in and you're like, man, quality's just not here. I know why this costs $40 now. Other times it's like, oh shit, this is a great deal. They really figured this out. Like, absolutely. So
I bought some J.Crew denim recently. It was actually too skinny, if you can believe that. But it fit.
Too skinny for my man's?
Yeah.
What?
It's not what I
What?
wanted. The quality was so good, dude.
Really?
I loved him. I was very tempted to keep him.
Do they not make a similar thing, but like in a slightly wider fit?
I bought both, and the other one was too wide. So I need.
Man, you need the Goldilocks.
Yeah.
You need somewhere in between would be just right.
John Elliott, unfortunately.
Yeah, but then you got to get them hemmed and all that shit. Like,
I'm gonna go Gap.
You gonna try some Gap?
Yeah, why not?
Question: were you paying close enough attention? The J.Crew jeans that you bought, did they have any stretch in them?
I think they did. Yeah.
Okay, that's been my issue with the Gap jeans is that I feel this whole look in general, this whole like sort of menswear, sort of streetwear, sort of prep, sort of casual, sort of athleisure, like kind of everything in between that, that all these brands are doing, Drake's, Todd Snyder, everything I just named. I feel like the jeans want to be 100% cotton. They want to be a little more rigid, a little stiff, a little bit more 90s dadish. And like every single pair of jeans and pants on Gap is like, has a bunch of stretch in it.
Yeah. This didn't have an overwhelming amount.
Yeah.
I think it did. I can't recall.
The Gap Carpenters, one of the things that I just recently bought and that has been popping off in the Discord, they have like 1 or 2%, which is okay, and this is all styled J.Crew denim. I'm sure that most of this J.Crew denim has a little bit of stretch in it, like you mentioned, probably 1 or 2%. The key here is to get the length right so that you don't have to do any like raw hemming or anything like that, because I feel like the stretch messes with that in particular. But yeah, I think this is going to be a really popular collab here. It's very, I don't know if Brendan Babenzian from Noah, that's the CD at J.Crew for men's now, like I don't know if he had a hand in this at all in connecting these brands or putting this out or styling or anything, but it's a good sign regardless that J.Crew is doing this type of collaboration, because it's very much a signal that they like understand what is popular right now.
Yeah.
And even though they might keep churning out the bread and butter with like whatever pair of khakis and slim fit gingham shirts, like they know that they need to be playing in this ballpark as well.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the pair of loafers that I ended up with, they're a little, they've got a slim bottom, slim thick. And I like, they just feel a little dainty when I put them on still. And that's what I'm trying to get. Like when I think about what I want, when I try to work this loafer thing into my own personal wardrobe, I think the chunkier sole is huge.
Yeah.
And Blackstock Weber is, even in their traditional leather bottoms like this, still you get a little height, a little thickness, a little bulkiness. And I just think that plays overall better with kind of the look that people are going for here. But overall, really well styled. And then beyond loafers, if you're just ready to like move on from sneakers or try something different at the very least, like this is the weather for it. So, and a lot of popular styles out there right now. So whether it's Clarks, Wallabies, the hiking boots that we've talked about, the things that look really gorpy, in that Merrill and even like the Yeezy boot territory, thicker soled Chelsea boots, like Western boots are still having a moment. So there really is a lot to play with beyond sneakers, and that is one of the exciting parts about moving into the cooler weather. Phil, speaking of cooler weather, I wanted to get an update on your fall wish list.
Ooh. Now
that you felt a breeze this AM, is there anything new you're looking for specifically? Have you updated that Black Friday wish list? And then to drill down even more specifically, any outerwear that you are particularly looking to add this year? Last year you got your rider.
Yeah.
Bet you're looking forward to breaking that bitch out. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What
Almost wore it today.
Should I just start scheduling the pods at like 8 a.m. so that we can, so we can bust out the kits?
Is anybody doing a rider with shorts?
Speaking of Rick Owens, he's always done like leather jackets with shorts, but they've been like what he calls the pod shorts.
Yeah.
So they have like an 18-inch drop crotch and hang past your knees. So just get you a pair of those.
Okay. No, I was flipping through the Todd Snyder magazine, which I think that magazines are so underrated. And if you have the opportunity to get one sent to your home,
yeah,
I just love it because it's all styled perfectly. It's, you have to look at it. You don't have to go search it for, search for the website. Anyway, Todd Snyder has a good chore jacket that I peeped.
Okay. Yeah.
I like.
The one I just had pulled up, like I don't know if this is out yet, but this is like a kind of the outfit that I talked about with the sweatpants and the loafers here.
Yeah.
This is like almost like a combo field chore jacket. Mm-hmm. Even has a little bit of that like barber waxed Barbor. That's my new brand. Barber wax jacket type look with the kind of contrast collar. So I really like that that jacket there too.
Man, Todd Snyder has that. I don't know if he's carrying it over this year, but it's been in there for a while now. That it's like Italian cord jacket. It's suede.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Woo! The suede trucker jacket.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, that's so nice.
Yeah. I know that thing's expensive. It's like $1,000, right? $990 or whatever. But it's also, and I don't know if it's like a direct kind of emulation of, or if it's, just similar lines of thinking, if it fits both lines. But like the famous one of those, the celebrities wear all the time is a Tom Ford one. Mm-hmm. That's that blouson collar, like short jacket style fit that comes in a bunch of crazy suede colors. And it's like $5,000. Right. So like every time I look at the Todd Snyder one, I'm like, that's not bad.
It's a bargain.
For me, I just picked up on a Ralph Lauren just did like this, just dropped this kind of washed out tan corduroy trucker like that. And I very much gravitate towards that to kind of like, I feel like in that tan corduroy, you can like go Western with it, but you can also go, more like what we're looking at here with J.Crew, Blackstock and Weber. I'm a Todd Snyder look as well. And that's, I'll just to drop a note in, we used to talk about Denim and Supply. Remember Ralph Lauren's diffusion line? That was kind of like RRL Junior. They still do a lot of that stuff. It's just no longer in Denim and Supply, but there's a ton of stuff from regular like Polo Ralph Lauren that has that RRL Western ranchy vibe at a quarter of the price of the RRL stuff.
Right.
It stuff looks great. And like, I mean, a lot of that RRL stuff is so expensive because they put so much work into it, because that team is probably doing so much research and so much development. And like, I don't know that, like, I expect that you'll find pretty similar quality in some of that stuff that looks like RRL because, they might share a fabric, they might share a factory. So who's to say?
Are you gonna break out corduroy pants?
So I have a pair of corduroy pants that I got in late 2019, maybe even early 2020. I can't quite remember, but they're from Engineered Garments and they are super baggy.
Yeah.
But I will definitely be busting those out again.
I'm scared of them.
What's that?
I have like flashbacks of like Philip in high school and then early college years but pants because I had a lot of them. I look like a buffoon.
I feel like I had several pairs of corduroy pants about a decade ago, but they fell more into that, like, I just remember them being all very tight on my butt, but then kind of loose around the ankle, and I sold all of them at some point.
Yeah,
they seem to have. I feel like they figured out corduroy pants for the modern gent a little bit better now.
I love how you find a buyer for all this shit.
Dude, I'm just, you know,
I could never.
put my nose to the grindstone.
Yeah. I go straight to Goodwill with everything.
I list on Grailed, and if it doesn't work out, I throw it on eBay. And if that doesn't work out, I take it to Buffalo Exchange.
Too much work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but
Somebody's got to do it.
somebody's got to do it. Question about the Todd Snyder catalog. Do you ever feel like the issue with the catalog is that it gets your hopes up too much? Because I'm thinking back to the pants from last year, the chore pants from last year, which looked so good in the catalog.
Yes.
Everybody was talking about them.
Horrible.
And then you got them in, and it was just an absolute letdown. And
it wasn't even like close.
And it's right, and it's a level above just like product styling on the website, because you're bouncing around to product, and maybe there's some lifestyle imagery, but you're clicking on individual products, and so you see it styled on a guy, and you're like, oh, that looks good. The catalog, it's a whole ass mood, right? You're
inundated with the whole look.
It's a vibe. Like everything is so perfectly curated and styled, and like it's great for brand building because you're like, damn, this looks good.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also feel like it sometimes those things can set your expectations too high.
Right. I have PTSD from that experience.
Yeah. For me, the OG, obviously not the OG catalog that's been happening since like the Sears 1930s or whatever. And then J. Peterman. Obviously as well with the,
right.
What was the sombrero called? The rain sombrero?
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called.
The urban sombrero?
The urban sombrero. I think that's it. Dude, I would get the Abercrombie catalogs in high school.
You were dog-earing every
I was getting my pen out, my highlighter out, checking this. Oh, I want that and this. Ooh, da. Scatting like a jazz cat working through that thing.
Man. I'm surprised they still don't send you that catalog. You're such a
I'd still look at it, man.
Great customer.
And then they would do, you remember the A&F quarterlies? They were like $15 and like had to have plastic wrap on them because they had boobies in them.
Very nice.
God, that like high school me. 1, A&F catalogs. 2, Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition.
Yeah.
But I watch somebody is going to pick up that A&F quarterly model where they do like a big kind of book like that that basically expounds on the whole catalog thing. There's probably a couple brands that are already doing it, but I wouldn't be surprised to see someone a little more mainstream.
You ever gotten the Restoration Hardware catalog?
Yeah, those go straight in the.
That's a waste.
It's such a waste. Also, I listen to Sunday Scaries with Joyce Pickens, an interior designer that Will knows, based out of LA, and she fired shots at RH.
Ooh.
Yeah.
For what?
For being basically overpriced trash.
Yeah.
And specifically calling out, like, how do you think they pay for those 4,000 page catalogs in their glorious showrooms?
The showrooms are unbelievable.
Yeah. And it's because all the stuff is like just crazy margins. Specifically, apparently the right type of way the right couch is an 8-way hand tied. It's the way they've always done. Like that's the way they do it in France, basically. The Restoration Hardware ones, there's like some webbing shit or something like that. Yeah. They're not going to last. Right. And I don't get me wrong. I love Restoration Hardware. I love I love their vibe.
Yeah.
There's definitely stuff. I think my dream bed is from Restoration Hardware. And I would, if money was no object, I would probably just buy the Restoration Hardware one. But I'll source an alternative.
The showroom in Houston, I'll never forget going up to the rooftop deck.
Yeah.
Which is incredible.
Yeah.
But they had these beautiful birds in this little baby cage. Too many birds in one small cage. And it's Restoration Hardware. They're not taking care of these birds. Nobody knows what they're doing with these things.
Yeah. And then you popped a bottle popped a bottle of champagne?
No, I almost popped the cage open.
Okay. Set them free. Set them free. Yeah, you should have. That would have been.
Somebody needs to look into that.
Real rebel.
Their record on.
Call up PETA. Get sick PETA on.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my only issue with catalogs. Is sometimes I think they set the expectations.
Yes.
A notch too high.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Let's see. Man, we're getting close here. So I'm gonna save one of my big things here. So just to answer the question, chorish jacket for you. I'm kind of looking into that direction as well, but maybe also like some type of new short jacket, trucker jacket type of thing.
I need some more footwear.
Okay.
High top Converse on the radar.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, not just those, but there needs to be some more footwear.
Have you seen the
I took an L on those dunks. I sent you that.
You did, yeah. I'm surprised that you don't go for much, right?
No, I don't.
They should have given you that dub to reel you back in.
Exactly. I was hoping for that.
I'm surprised they didn't. I really like those. I totally forgot. Yeah. Have you seen the Cozy Granola Chuck 70 highs?
We'll see.
I think these are the ones I think you need because I like these. Also like the name.
Are they two different colors?
They're like, I think they're, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're a little mix and a match.
Huh. You know, I probably wouldn't get those.
No. Not for you?
No, I wouldn't be able to pull those off.
Sure you would.
No, I'm more of a simple man, Barrett.
What are you gonna
They have some that are like this green canvas that I've found on Essence.
Okay.
But they don't have my size. So I'm still looking elsewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I footwear, definitely. I'm just not exactly sure what I want or need yet.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
Dunks would be great. I would love to find some.
I need a pair of Dunk Lows. There's no question. I have the off-white ones, but those are obviously like a whole thing, you know? I just need a very regular pair of
The
Dunk
grays
Lows.
would have been perfect.
Yeah, they would have.
I do wish that the outsole was more of that, like the off-whites that are kind of a creamy.
Creamier.
Yeah. But you could just break them in.
You could just break them in. And also now you could get a little paint stick for those. They do like specific, like you can cream up your soles.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who sells those?
Foxtrot Uniform.
Okay.
Tell you what.
Man.
Okay, I'm gonna save this longer prompt. It's a good one. I'll save it for another pod, and we'll do one more thing here. I got a question about to bring back up the finding the Japanese goods at a lesser price, specifically Capital. Now, at the beginning of the year, I said that this was one of my fashion. What are they called? Resolutions. Mm-hmm. I was going to do this. I was going to take the plunge. I was going to buy something from Japan via one of these proxy marketplaces. I haven't done it, and time is running out. Here's what's happening to me. Pretty much every month, I tell myself, I'm doing this right now, actually. I'm doing it for October. I'm like, okay. I didn't do it next month. Next month is when I'm gonna pull trick because I'm on Canoe Club. I'm on Mr. Porter. I'm seeing all the new Capital shit flowing in, and like it's all great. And I just can't buy it, knowing that it's very, very inflated because of import duties or whatever is happening there.
How about all those ships off the coast
of
LA?
I think it's up to in a production meeting today. It's up to like 70 ships now.
Are y'all good? You have your stuff?
No, we got tons of shit on those things. So I that's the main reason I don't own any Capital is because I know that this option is here to get it for the Japan price plus a little extra for shipping and proxying and all that, which is still far, far, far cheaper than buying it from Stag or Mr. Porter or Canoe Club or wherever. And I still haven't done it because it is going to, like, you're going to do it. You want to make it worth your while. So you want to maybe get a couple things. You're going to spend $400 or $500, something like that. And then like a few other things drop and I'm like, oh, I got to grab that. I need that too. And like, I blow the shopping budget for the month. And then I'm like, shit.
Next month.
Yeah. So I have done that, a half dozen months already this year, pretty much. But next month. October is the month. It might be. Who knows? So
restraint.
But the place, the one that I toyed around with and set up my account with and like did the whole thing is called Zen Market. And what you do is you basically create an account on Zen Market, and then you like drop a link in. And then it like populates it and you pick the size and the color thing that you want. You basically, you indicate the product through their little, portal. Thank you. Their, what's the word? Operating,
Algorithm.
no.
Website.
Their, I can't think of it. I haven't had lunch. Sorry, guys.
Damn. Struggling.
Portal works.
Portal. It's fun.
And then they take you pay Zen Market.
Yeah.
So you load up your Zen Market account basically. So you got that is probably the biggest obstacle, right? Is that like you got to put the money into Zen Market and then they go make the transaction for you. And then they tell you how much shipping is going to cost. And it's not like they're going to pop you for $150 worth of shipping.
Yeah.
Shipping will be somewhere between I think only $15 and $50 depending on how much you have. So
Wow.
So not bad. But it is a little bit of work. You got to pay Zen Market and then you got to do the thing and then you got to pay for the shipping on top of that and you have to have all that money in your Zen Market account. So there are a couple of hoops to jump through. But I'm telling you, man, one of the pieces that I want that's available on one of the shops that I just mentioned is $600 through the American retailer, the US stateside retailer, and it is $275 or $325 straight from Capital. And so I just can't wrap my head around that type of price doubling to get it from a retailer
What about
here.
sizing? That freaks me out.
The Capital web shop, which you'll also familiarize yourself with, is a Japanese website. So go to Chrome, put the translate thing on. They've got measurements. And then if it doesn't work out, well, it's the hottest brand going. So that would be easy to sell on Grailed, especially if you only paid the Japanese price for it. So you're going to put it on Grailed and you're going to undercut all the retailers anyway.
So we got ourselves a little business model here.
I mean,
Barrett.
Maybe so. I don't know. One other one to check out if you're interested in trying to do this is From Japan. I think it works a little bit differently. It's almost more like a collection of various web shops from Japan. So I think you actually they have to carry the product kind of on the From Japan website for you to access it. Whereas Zen Market, you find the link, you find the product, you tell them what it is, and they get it for you. So if you check out From Japan, there might be some stuff on Capital's web shop, Japanese web shop, that isn't on From Japan yet. So it's just a little bit. I think they might make it a little bit easier since they're essentially pulling the product into their very own website, but the product offering is a little bit narrower. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. I'm going to, before the end of the year, I'm making it happen. It was a resolution. I have to.
Yeah.
What's
the turn time from placing the order to them actually shipping?
Probably, I would get, I think it's only a week.
Really?
Yeah. Because they're going to get it in Japan. And I'm sure it's shipping pretty quickly from Capital to the proxy place. And then they're going to ship it to you. So it's probably like picking up something off StockX. I bet, you probably have it in 2 weeks.
Well, I can't wait to see how it works out because I'm very interested.
Yeah. 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 I'm going to try to exercise that restraint and make it happen this month because Lord knows we need content, podcast content.
Yeah. Maybe that could be your first Instagram post on the account.
Maybe it could. Maybe it could.
Or it'll just stay blank.
I'm making an artistic statement, like Kim Kardashian at the Met Gala.
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm doing. All right. Anything else for you today, Phil?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. You finish up that kombucha over there?
Yeah, you don't finish these things because there's all that sediment at the bottom.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I heard that's the best part I heard.
No, correct. No. Or incorrect.
Okay.
It's disgusting.
You got to filter it out. You got to pour it through a sieve.
A sieve.
Yeah, you don't want to waste all that kombucha in there, man. It's Health Aid.
This is good stuff. Health Aid, kombucha, cayenne cleanse.
So is that a spicy one?
Sponsor the pod.
Is that a spicy one?
Yeah.
Huh.
I believe there's some ginger in here. Yeah, it's good, man. I
Okay.
really like this stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, drink your kombucha. Thank you to our sponsor, Headspace. You could pair those things very easily.
Totally.
A little kombucha, a little
Meant for
5-minute
right.
meditation on the Headspace
Yes.
app. Please do that for me one time.
Okay.
Headspace.com/clubcool. Check it out. Join us on the Patreon. We've been talking a lot about this whole, finding the cool stuff at the mall brands for better prices. So one of the editorials this week, the kind of the best shit on the web, I'm going to do a mall brand edition.
Nice.
No price limit because, and what I'll even do is I'm going to drop in like some comparisons. This would compare to this thing from John Elliott, wherever, any of the brands.
Helpful. Great content.
So I think that'll be a real nice piece of content. That's patreon.com/clubcool. You will get that one, the one I just mentioned, in our lowest tier, $2 a month. You won't even notice it come out of your bank account.
Beautiful.
And if you really love the podcast, if you really loved us, you would join the higher tier. Just,
That's a fact.
help me afford things from Zen Market.
Man, I sure hope they don't take your money and never send you anything.
That would be a shame. But no, check us out, patreon.com/clubcool. Check out the Headspace app, and we will be back and see you next week.
Later.
Welcome to the club.